Okay, as I said, now we'll move to why do we need structural relations. This is a structural relation called C command or constituent command, and it has two rules to be fulfilled. We say a node A secommands a node B if we have two conditions. First condition, every branching node dominating A also dominates B. So what dominates the node A should also dominate the node B, and neither A nor B dominate each other. These two rules. Now, with the example, you'll understand. If we take example 3 of the previous slide, we'll get back to it in a minute. The NPI secommands the VP went to a fancy hotel. Let's take an example. The NPI here secommands the VP went to a fancy hotel. Why? We said we have two rules. The first rule is every branching node dominating A also dominates B. What is the first branching node dominating NP? It is S. Does S also dominate VP? It does. This is the first rule. The second rule is neither A nor B dominate each other. Here NP and VP do not dominate each other. Indeed, they are sisters. So the two conditions, S dominates both NP and VP, and both they do not dominate each other. It means that NP here secommands VP. Let's take another example. The V went secommands the PP to a fancy hotel. So here the verb went secommands the PP to a fancy hotel. Why? Same, two conditions. The first condition is that the first branching node dominating V should dominate PP. What is the first branching node dominating the verb? It is the VP. Does it also dominate the PP? Yes. Does V dominate PP or PP dominate V? No. So V secommands PP. Very simple. Just have to apply the two conditions to see if there is secomand. Now there are two types of secomand. Symmetrical secomand between sisters. These are the examples we've been seeing. A secommands B and B secommands A. So for example here we said NP secommands the VP and also the VP secommands the NP. Now to make it easier for you, whenever we have two sisters dominated by the same mother, NP and VP are sisters, V and PP are sisters, P and NP are sisters, D, A, N are sisters, then they secomand each other. NP secommands VP and VP secommands NP. V secommands PP and PP secommands V. This is symmetrical secomand. And we also have asymmetrical secomand. Now when we talk about the family metaphor, we talk about aunts and nieces and great nieces. And this is not symmetric. A secommands B, but B does not secomand A. Let's see how. Now the NP, we said that the NP secommands the VP. Since this NP secommands this VP, it secommands its descendants. So we can say the NPI secommands the PP here to a fancy hotel. Let's apply the conditions. First node dominating NP is S. Does S dominate the PP? Yes, because S dominates VP and VP dominates PP. And we talked about this. We said that this is a transitive relationship, dominance. Now, do they dominate each other? No, NP does not dominate PP and PP does not dominate NP. So we can say clearly that NP secommands PP. Why PP does not secomand NP? From the very first condition you will see. What is the first branching node dominating PP? It is VP. Does VP dominate NP? No. And this is why it's asymmetrical. The sister here dominates its sister and all its descendants. So MP dominates her niece PP and her great nieces, but the niece cannot dominate the aunt. So a general rule, a very simple rule, a node segments its sisters and their descendants. So here the NP segments VP and everything under it. The V segments the PP and everything under it. The P segments the NP and everything under it. So it segments its sister and everything under its sister, that is the descendants, the nieces and the great nieces. Why do we need this now again? The relation segment plays an important role in the description of a number of syntactic phenomena. One of these phenomena is anaphora or anaphor, as you know it. Let's take an example. The soldiers might disgrace themselves. The pronoun themselves in this example refers back to the antecedent, the soldiers. So it's an anaphor. This is an anaphor of the antecedent, the soldiers. An anaphor must have an appropriate segmenting antecedent. Now, let's take these two sentences. In S1, the soldiers might disgrace themselves. The soldiers is the appropriate antecedent for themselves. Now for S2, the soldiers is no longer the appropriate antecedent for themselves, and hence the ingrammaticality of the sentence. Look at the sentence. The behavior of the soldiers might disgrace themselves. You can tell that there is a problem, but you cannot say why the soldiers is not the appropriate antecedent for themselves, though themselves is a proform for the soldiers. So, what's the problem? We can solve this problem using segment or constituent command. Let's see how. We can prove it syntactically using the anaphor rule. What is the anaphor rule? An antecedent must precede and segment its anaphor. Let's see the tree of S1. The soldiers might disgrace themselves. So, for the soldiers to be an appropriate antecedent, it has to precede and segment themselves. How? Indeed, NP1, which is the soldiers, precedes the anaphor NP themselves. We said precedence. It appears to its left. NP is to the left of themselves. And they do not dominate each other. NP1 does not dominate NP2 and NP2 does not dominate NP1. This is precedence. For segment, NP1, the soldiers, segments the anaphor NP2 themselves. Why? We have two conditions. We have already said that they do not dominate each other. Now, the first condition is that the first branching node dominating NP1 is S, and S also dominates NP2 since it dominates VP. S dominates VP and VP dominates NP2, so S dominates NP2. So we have the two conditions of anaphor. We said precede, NP1 precedes NP2, the soldiers precedes themselves, and the soldiers segments themselves, and this is why we have an appropriate antecedent. Let's see why this didn't happen with the second sentence. The behavior of the soldiers might disgrace themselves. Why the soldiers in this sentence is not the appropriate antecedent for themselves. So here the soldiers is part of the PP. It's not the NP. So here we have MP1, MP2, and MP3. We are going to see why this MP2 is not the appropriate antecedent of this MP3. So here, NP2, the soldiers, I don't care, yeah, it precedes, but there is no second. It does not second the Anaphora MP3 themselves. Why? What is the first condition? We said every branching node dominating A should also dominate B. What is the first branching node dominating MP2? It is the PP. Does this PP dominate this MP3? No, it doesn't. Hence, there is no second. Hence, the soldiers is not the appropriate antecedents for themselves, and hence the ungrammaticality of the sentence. See? So, above this NP2, we have PP dominating it. This PP does not dominate this MP3. And that's all for the session. Thanks for your attention. As I said, if anything is not understood, you can submit your questions to my email. This is the email that I use to send the syntax documents for you. I will make another video for the TD. So what you need to do is to work on your TDs, exercise by exercise. I have already given them for you as a homework, so do it sentence by sentence and then see the videos for correction. It will be a great practice for you. Okay, that's all for this video.